Today we're talking about my favorite album of all time, Clockwork Angels over here by Rush, which is probably like the fifth fucking time I'm talking about this album on the internet already.
Yeah. So we'll keep it brief. Just kidding. Talk about it as much as you want, pal.
Seriously, I just did a Rush marathon in the spring where I went through and talked about every album, and each video was about 7 to 10 minutes. The Clockwork Angels video was 29 minutes.
It's a long time.
So if you really want to hear like my full thoughts, link to the description. Link in the description down below to one of my many Clockwork Angels videos.
I'll make sure to. Oh yeah, the link is just going to be at his channel.
Yeah.
Because that's what we do every episode. But there is obviously a reason this album is number one for you.
To keep a long story short, this is the only album I've heard from them like when they were still active, like new. Because by the time I started listening to them, Snakes and Arrows was already out. So, and this is the last album. So that was pretty cool. Yeah. I remember the day I got it, biking to Best Buy, getting there a couple minutes before close, grabbed it, listened to it, changed my life. That and Shogun, both these albums were on heavy rotation for me in the late 2012.
Yeah.
When I worked at this fucking shitty ass hair salon place with my mom.
Yeah.
It's like all I listened to was these two records, and it's really good. Like the production isn't the best, admittedly, which is why a lot of people have problems with the record. But I don't really give a shit because, like, yeah, they might not be their best songs, you know, like ain't no fucking La Villa Strangiato or goddamn Xanadu or anything like that.
Well, excuse me?
But I like them enough. I always like Caravan. BU2B was my favorite song for a while. Then it became The Garden, which is my favorite Rush song ever. Now, Headlong Flight. I even remember you posted a link to the video when they dropped that shit to Headlong Flight. It was the first thing on the album. And, yeah, that was good times.
I don't remember that.
Well, it happened, son.
So fuck you.
You call me a liar? No. But that was good stuff. I always like the records too. Great song. Yeah, just a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever made. I think I made you listen to them once.
I think so, and I did enough listening on my own. I remember it came out. The reason I shared the link, if I am remembering correctly, which I probably am not remembering correctly. I never do. But if I remember semi-correctly, I was listening to a lot of classic rock bands at the time, and my go-to, there was a kid in high school that would make fun of me for this because I talked about it all the fucking time. But my method for listening to an artist, specifically a classic rock artist, would be to listen to their most well-known album. So like their in a lot of cases, like their greatest hits album. I would say listen to their greatest hits album and listen to their most recent album, because it gives you a wide enough discography and range of songs, and you're getting to listen to all their classic songs and also all the new stuff. And then you listen to enough classic rock bands that put out new albums, like Journey, and like at the time it was their 2011 album, which was bad, and Aerosmith's new album that came out when we were in high school, which was also bad. They can't, for the most part, like dad rock bands don't write good music. Like 40 years in, they're not writing. They don't need to give a shit about that. But yeah. Rush gave a shit, and I'm proud to know that I can stand by the fact that they recorded a pretty good ass album this late into their careers, because yeah, man, they're just one of the best to ever do it. So
one of the goddamn best.
Goddamn.
Yeah, it's my favorite fucking Rush album. Sue me, dickhead.
I'm not gonna sue you, but sue you Asui? You haven't heard that TikTok sound, have you? Where it's when people will go to like a wedding or a gathering, they'll do they'll lip sync to this sound of all of the characters in My Hero doing a roll call, but it's set to this techno music, and everyone has their own, like, whenever, it starts out with like the music, and then you'll hear someone say Azuka Midoriya, and they'll do this thing, and then they'll say Katsuki Bakugo, and then for Todoroki it's like they cover half their face. I gotta get off TikTok, I think.
Jesus Christ.
I'm a little as the kids say, brain rot. I don't know if I am brain rot or if I am the latest victim of brain rot. But here we are. Anyway, I'm not going to sue you, Asui. That's where the joke, that's where my fucked up brain went.
Right.
My fucking dark, twisted mind.
Yeah, pretty much. Enough said. Enough said, man.
Enough said. Check out David's videos, many videos talking about this album on his channel.